I'm Saritan. It's easy to get lost in who you are when every other person has their own expectations of you. Everyone seems to have an idea of who you should be and how you should show up in the world. After some time, it becomes confusing because you start wondering which parts of me are actually mine. In my opinion, it's incredibly powerful to start changing yourself and becoming the person you actually want to be. Despite all the opinions people place on you, it takes real courage to say, no, I don't want to be that person. I have my own opinion, and I will start expressing it instead of quietly agreeing with people just so they leave me alone. Sometimes the expectations around us build up slowly, one comment here, another opinion there, until you realize you've been shaped by things you never actually chose. Sometimes I imagine it like drops of wax. People drop their opinions on you one by one. Eventually, it becomes this messy shape that doesn't really look like anything anymore. But the interesting part is that you can carve it again. You can shape yourself into the person you want to be. From my experience, one of the ways I try to do that is by changing how I think about myself. When I started trying to think more neutral or positive thoughts about myself, it started feeling wrong, almost like I was spoiling myself, like I shouldn't be that nice to myself, which is actually a very strange thought when you say it out loud. And I think a lot of it probably comes down to self-worth and self-esteem. Sometimes I notice myself going back to the way I used to think, being very hard on myself, criticizing everything I do. And then a thought appears. Why did I go back? Because when I stopped attacking myself for the first time, I wasn't constantly under pressure from myself. And that made me realize that I'm the only person who decides how I treat myself. In any situation, I can react in two ways. I can react with anger, disappointment, and criticism towards myself, or with understanding and support. And it feels so wrong, as if the world is going to end if I choose the second way, when I've been used to the first option my whole life. But slowly rebuilding that relationship with yourself is worth it. Another way I think about creating yourself is through the things you decide to do in your life. For example, deciding that instead of spending hours doing something that doesn't really help you grow, you want to read more, write more, study more, work out, or learn something new. Or even something simple like dressing in a way that makes you feel excited and more like yourself. These small choices slowly shape the person you're becoming. I am still at the very beginning of that process, but I think it's incredibly powerful because creating yourself builds confidence. When you know that you're actively shaping who you are instead of just accepting every opinion placed on you, something changes and you just start trusting yourself more. And over time, you become the person you actually want to be, not the person everyone else expected you to be. And realizing that you're actively becoming yourself is a really powerful thing.